and these are full of chickens. Yeah. Yep, this is where we make soup.
All right, Andy, I've had the pleasure of drinking your beer over the years, but for those at home who haven't been here or heard of Market Garden yet, can you tell them a little bit what it's all about?
Sure thing. So my name's Andy Tavikaram, and I'm the brewmaster and one of the co-founders of Market Garden Brewery. And we started 10 years ago across the street with a brew pub called Market Garden. And it's so named because we have a beer garden, and it's right next to the West Side Market. So clever fellows that we are, well, that's what we called it. And so that was 10 years ago. 1 year after we opened that, we opened up Nano Brew Cleveland, which is right on the corner of 25th and Bridge. And then 5 years ago, we got this production facility off the ground and running. So here we can make 35 barrel batches, which is about 1,100 gallons approximately. And we put it all in cans and kegs and sell it to the world.
I love it.
Yeah. And we specialize in not specializing. We make a lot of different beers. We make a lot of lagers, kind of like the German stuff myself. We have a great Hefeweizen, which is a wheat beer. We do IPAs and stouts and just, a kind of a broad spectrum of different types of beer.
You've mentioned before, on any given day here at Market Garden, you have over 20 beers on draft. Should we go try one?
We should go try one. And cheers to you for volunteering to go through that entire lineup, beer by beer, to really do the research for this project.
Really had to twist my arm on this one, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's go get a beer.
Let's go get it.
So we have, for your pleasure, Beastie, which is an American-style stout. It's 7.5% alcohol, so it's got some relaxation built into it. But it's also, being a stout, it's just full of intense flavors. Roasted, toasted, dark grains, chocolatey, just a whole wondrous mix of stuff. But it's also really nicely balanced. It's not just one-sided and harsh. It's got a nice body. Mouthfeel is really good. So I think people are going to enjoy it. It can warm up a little bit and still be fine. Don't have to serve it ice cold. And it pairs really well with a lot of different foods. This is Thanksgiving, so turkey's on the menu. It will go well with that. It also goes really well with desserts. The sweetness of pies and cakes and things like that. It'll hold its own, that's for sure. In fact, people have been known to take a glass of stout and throw in a brownie and then maybe a scoop of ice cream, make a nice little dessert unto itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Want to try some?
Absolutely.
All right, what are we waiting for?
Now, is there a preferred way to pour one of these or a preferred glass to drink it out of?
Yeah, usually you want a glass that kind of looks like this, big enough to hold the entire beer, and just tilt the glass about 45 degrees and start pouring. Not too vigorously, so you don't want to have it foam all over, but you do want to leave a nice head on the top of the beer. Foam is kind of the crowning glory of beer. There we go, let that settle for a second. And I recommend that people pour your beer into a glass. Don't drink out of a bottle or can if you can avoid it. It's just, I don't know. Doesn't do any good for the beer. This way you can see it, you can smell it, you can see the foam, nice dark tan foam. And if you're looking at a lager beer or something, it should be clear, not have a lot of particles floating around it. But this is stout, so it's completely opaque.
Yeah. It's like midnight, you can't even see right through it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
All right.
Well,
Cheers.
cheers, Andy.
Yeah.